A man at the center of Cape Town's most notorious gang empire, Ralph Stanfield is not your typical crime boss. Allegedly orchestrating multi-million-rand frauds, commanding one of the deadliest gangs in South Africa, and infiltrating politics and business, Stanfield's story blurs the line between power and crime. But how did he rise to such prominence, and why has justice struggled to hold him accountable? This is the story they don't want you to know. Ralph. Beyond tender fraud, Stanfield was connected to extortion rackets that targeted Cape Town's construction industry. Known colloquially as the construction mafia, these groups would demand protection fees or threaten violence to secure contracts for companies within their circle. This extortion network created a climate of fear among developers and hindered infrastructure projects across the region. The intersection of Stanfield's criminal operations with political and business interests showcased his ability to manipulate both worlds to his advantage. Despite facing multiple charges, he often evaded long-term incarceration, which critics argue was due to his connections in high places. Stanfield's dual identity as a gang leader and businessman also brought tragedy and betrayal. Ralph Stanfield's empire has been marred by violence and internal disputes, cementing his position as one of the most feared figures in Cape Town's criminal underworld. His rise within the 28's gang was accompanied by allegations of orchestrating murders, assassination attempts, and enforcing loyalty through brutal means. One of the most notable incidents tied to Stanfield's network is the murder of Rashid Staggy, the former leader of the Hard Livings gang. Staggy was gunned down in 2019, reportedly as part of a larger power struggle within Cape Town's gang ecosystem. Though Stanfield has not been convicted for the crime, his name has been linked to the incident by rival gang members and investigators. Stanfield's methods often included silencing witnesses and eliminating rivals. These violent acts were not just confined to gang turf wars. They extended into his business dealings. Developers and contractors who resisted extortion, demands faced threats, or were subjected to physical attacks. Some victims of the construction mafia, linked to Stanfield's network, even reported being driven out of Cape Town due to the danger they faced. Internally, the 28's gang has experienced its own disputes over leadership and control. Stanfield's alleged dominance within the gang has been challenged at times by rival factions, leading to infighting and targeted killings. These internal conflicts highlight the fragile nature of his power, built on alliances that could shift at any moment. Despite these allegations, Stanfield maintains his innocence, often portraying himself as a legitimate businessman under attack by corrupt authorities and rival interests. His continued survival in such a volatile environment is a testament to his strategic use of alliances, resources, and fear. Stanfield's ability to maintain power despite the violence and chaos around him has drawn both fear and fascination. Despite the allegations against him, Ralph Stanfield has cultivated a public image that contrasts sharply with his alleged criminal activities. This dual identity, a businessman on one hand and an alleged gang boss on the other, has allowed him to navigate both worlds with remarkable resilience. Stanfield often portrays himself as a family man and a legitimate entrepreneur. His social media presence and public appearances with his wife, Nicole Johnson, suggest a picture of affluence and normalcy. Through these appearances, he has worked to distance himself from his association with the 28's gang, emphasizing his role in legitimate business ventures. His wife's involvement in the construction industry through Glomix CC further reinforces this facade of legality, even as investigations point to fraudulent activities. However, the public's perception of Stanfield is deeply divided. For some, he is a symbol of the entrenched socio-economic issues in the Cape Flats, where gang culture often emerges as a response to poverty and marginalization. For others, he represents the dangers of unchecked power, with his ability to evade justice seen as a reflection of systemic corruption in South Africa. Stanfield's legal battles and media coverage have only heightened his notoriety. His frequent arrests and subsequent releases on bail have led to accusations of judicial bias or collusion. Critics argue that his ability to operate with seeming impunity highlights the failures of the justice system and raises questions about the influence he wields behind the scenes. As we wrap up, we'll analyze the broader implications of Ralph Stanfield's story, what it reveals about South Africa's socio-political landscape, and the ongoing fight against organized crime. Ralph Stanfield's story reflects a larger narrative about the intersections of crime, politics, and systemic corruption in South Africa. His rise to prominence, despite numerous allegations and legal battles, exposes the challenges of addressing organized crime in a country grappling with socio-economic inequality and deeply rooted power structures. One of the most striking implications of Stanfield's case is how gang culture has evolved beyond street-level violence. Figures like Stanfield highlight the shift toward a more organized and financially motivated criminal enterprise. His alleged involvement in tender fraud and extortion demonstrates how gangs have infiltrated legitimate industries, blurring the line between criminality and business. Stanfield's influence also underscores the vulnerabilities in South Africa's justice system. The repeated delays in prosecuting him, coupled with his ability to secure bail in high-profile cases, point to issues of corruption and inefficiency. This has fueled public skepticism about the government's commitment to combating organized crime and protecting whistleblowers who risk their lives to expose such operations. For the communities of the Cape Flats, Stanfield's story is both a cautionary tale and a grim reality. While some see him as a product of an environment plagued by poverty and lack of opportunity, others view him as a perpetrator of the violence and corruption that keep these communities in perpetual cycles of hardship. Ralph Stanfield's life is a testament to the complexities of power in South Africa, a blend of ambition, fear, and systemic failure. His ongoing legal battles and public image continue to spark debates about justice, accountability, and the future of organized crime in the region. If Ralph Stanfield's story fascinates you, consider the deeper questions it raises about power, corruption, and justice in South Africa. What does his rise and influence say about the systems in place, and how can communities break free from the cycles of crime and inequality? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it insightful. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more stories about figures who've shaped the socio-political landscape, for better or worse. Stay tuned for our next video, where we continue exploring the hidden stories of power, crime, and survival. Thank you for watching.